And good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and also tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Sunday, August 15th, 2021. The markets opened a little bit lower as Globex started this evening, but the NASDAQ has basically recovered most of that and is now trading right around resistance level at 15,121. Which remains a positive for the NASDAQ right now, as if the market is remaining above 15,121 or above 15,100, I should say. And that just gives a little bit of support that any corrections should be continued to hold above 15,100. Might get a little dip below if we get a correction within this zone, and that's not going to work because it's just the way my system wants to go with me today. Let's see if I got, there we go. We still could get a drop possibly down to the 20 at 15,109, but this would all still be just in a corrective phase, and that would be off of this particular rally that we did see last Friday. Initially off of here, this was the bottom of a second wave, a very small second wave. And so we're looking for a sub-minute third wave to continue, and it is subdividing, as we can cleanly see. And if this is 1, this is 2, and this is wave 3, but the start of wave 3, 1, 2. So possibly we're going to build into a much stronger rally. We still have to allow for some downside we might get overnight, but I am anticipating that the market will hold above the 50 and definitively hold above 15,026 before it would then launch higher yet again. In fact, right now, I really would be expecting it to hold above the starting point of this third 3 of 3 type move. And that would be at 15,066, which is, 15,057, which is where it would cross over the 50 back last week. This week, it would cross over the 50 at 15,066. And I'm not expecting it to drop below that level. So upside. We continue to have resistance at 15,164. I think that this particular move, this particular third wave, has enough oomph, has enough power that it could and should reach up towards 15,220 to 25. Ultimately, it would be great if it got up to this, where this minute 3 would be equal to the sub-minute third would be equal to the sub-minute first at 15,302.50. That would be a great place for this all to just cap out on the third, and then pull in the fourth, and then do a fifth wave up. And that fifth wave continues to suggest that we're likely heading to 15,460, possibly higher. We do have numbers all the way out to 15,700, and that's where this minor level would be equal to 0.618. And if I take this chart out a little bit further, we should be able to see all of that, and that would be where the minute 5, the minute 5 would be equal to 100% of minute 3. Minute 3 would be equal to 100% of minute 1 at 15,302. Up at these other levels, that would be where minor wave 5 would be equal to 0.618 of minor wave 3 at 15,700. That is a strong possibility. That cannot be ruled out just yet. Yes, it would be quite the rally. It would be a 600 point rally off of current levels. That would be a sight to trade. That would be very welcome, because I imagine that in the case of where we're at and the levels that we're at, it's going to have to be something just really lighting a fire into the market. And I think the buyers just move in and they go. So it could be fun to trade. Nonetheless, these are the resistance zones. We have overlap at 15,220 to 225. We have next overlap, which begins really at 15,390, we're going to call it, up to 15,460, with 15,440 in between. Then we have continued resistance with the next little bundle of resistance and a very high candidate for completion at 15,664 up to 15,700. That is ultimately where I think that the market has the power to get to. And then that would set the stage for the large corrective phase that I have been looking for and continue to indicate as the most probable level to begin. We've got a large correction phase staring us right in the face. And as I have been saying, I do believe that when it begins, it's going to be a shock to the system, a shock to the market. Whatever is going to kick it off, it's going to shock the market because they're going to be like, oh my God, what just happened? Are you kidding? Boom, get out. And pick your poison in terms of what it could be. We have a lot going on in the geopolitical, in the globe, on the globe, with everything that's happening in Afghanistan right now. This whole venture into pulling out has turned into quite the bundle of trouble, in that the Taliban has gone in and really pretty much taken control of the entire country and now sit in Kabul and they're waiting. They're not willing to negotiate this whole picture out. Allow foreigners to get out, but it's their country now. Basically, that's my interpretation. So we're going to see what happens here. But it's a brewing situation that hopefully is going to end peacefully for everybody that's involved. But right now, uncertainty. So we still have to wait and see. Then we also have continued problems with the Delta variant and what's happening in the southern states, and how far is that still going to extend into other areas of the country? Or is there another one waiting? So we have many things that could really flip this market in the other direction. And we're just going to play it as we see it. And so I'm still expecting the rally. But once that rally is complete, I'm looking for that shock to the system to start the next decline. And this is where I'm going to leave it. So right now for tomorrow, I believe that declines will be shallow. Again, as I just said, I really would expect on an hourly basis that they're going to hold above the hourly 200, which is at 15,051. In fact, I really would not want to see it down there. Again, don't want to see it below 55. And so I'm thinking maybe we need to hold the 20 to the 50. That's on the hourly chart. So on an hourly basis, I'm looking for it to hold the 20 and no further than likely this Fibonacci support at 72. And then we have, 78. And then we have the 50 at 15,074. That's where I'm going to leave it, folks. The next update is Monday, the 16th.